Welcome, Capricorn Rising. This is your February 2024 Astrology Outlook. The topics this month we're going to be discussing for you are the lunations, the Sun, our personal planets being Mars, Venus, and Mercury, the transits they're making, the houses, and how they're impacting you. On February 9, we see our first new moon in Aquarius this month in your second house. A new beginning, something starting that you're emotionally connected to, that's going to bring you a feeling of self-worth and self-value that is going to make your finances and resources seem in more flow with you and harmonious for the future. You could also be making an out-of-the-blue purchase. You could be building your assets, or something new could be coming in from someone or somewhere that's going to boost your bank balance or sense of, wow, I have plenty. On the 24th of February, there's a full moon in Virgo, and this is your ninth house. So if you've been publishing or writing, you might get your 5 minutes in the spotlight here, or communication, publishing could be getting a change. You could be retweaking here, looking at details and analytics that need to, it's great for editing if you're doing any published works, writing books, etc. Even talking and communicating. So publication and education and higher education, academia are highlighted here. You might be completing a course or a career course that's going to now bring in more employment opportunities. There's also a possibly looking at your environment. Do you want to relocate maybe internationally? You're more aware of there's different cultures that you can learn from, or cultures you'd like to really immerse yourself and integrate with. You might be aware that you're ready to change something up here within your own self or your environment and expand. But a full moon, no less, is where we have an emotional release. Something is highlighted here that has our attention towards purifying, cleansing, and changing something up in regards to connecting with other people, and also our sense of work and service to others. Now, the luminary, the Sun, has been transiting in Aquarius, your second house, and continues to do so, opening them up the month of February. Now, the Sun in the second house, when the Sun goes into a sign, it's there for 4 weeks. So this is what we are energetically putting our time and effort into, what's highlighted, what has a lot of our attention. So it is about your assets and resources and sense of self-worth and self-value, investments, looking how you can expand and grow things that bring you a sense of stability. Well, this changes on the 18th and goes into Pisces, your third house, and this is for 4 weeks. Now, Saturn and Neptune are also transiting in Pisces. So when the Sun ingresses into your third, you're really quite optimistic and feeling quite jovial about communication, education, starting something new in your environment. Could also be short distance travel is going to be important. Also a sense of connecting with your siblings and cousins. It could be some more integration with them or conversations. Technology is highlighted here as well for you, Capricorn Rising. Now, with Saturn and Neptune transiting here as well, for the next 4 weeks, you will get moments of clarity on what's working and what is not in regards to those third house topics. Capricorn Rising, onto our personal planets now. Mercury, our personal planet, well, he's been transiting in your first house. And on the 5th of February, he's going to ingress into your second house. On the same day, conjuncts Pluto. Mercury in your second house has you very aware of your financial situation, your assets, investments, your sense of self-worth and value, resources and money and possessions. This is where you are looking at contracts and agreements. Could be documents you're signing. I wouldn't be surprised if you're looking at investment opportunities. This is what's going to occur for a lot of you, Capricorn Rising, when we have Mercury ingressing into your second house. On the 10th, we have Mercury squaring Jupiter in Taurus, your 5th house. So a Mercury-Jupiter contention aspect is all about looking at the finer details. Do not get lost in the juice with too much joy and pleasure about an investment opportunity without looking at the paperwork. That's just one example of this square aspect. Jupiter is all about big, let's go bold, let's go hard. Let's be optimistic, and Mercury is saying, I need the details and analytics. So forewarned is forearmed on the 10th. On the 16th, we have Mercury squaring Uranus in Taurus, your 5th house. So there could be some contention with children, a creative project or investment, a romantic partner, something about resources and joy coming to an opposition, like a square. It's just like an annoying conflict that really is bugging you here on the 16th. On the 23rd, well, that Mercury is moving quickly and ingressing into a different sign. It's going into Pisces, your 3rd house. So with Mercury in the 3rd house, this is all about your local community, what you do on a day-to-day basis, how you connect with other people through education courses, also technology, a lot of communication and interaction regarding our mental landscapes. Now, Mercury is in detriment in Pisces. What that means is Mercury is not firing on all cylinders, or hasn't got the discernment that it usually does, or the details at hand to make confident moves forward. So if you're not sure about an education or a course project that you've been on, ask questions. If you're not sure if the environment you're in is bringing you what it's promised to or what you assumed it to, I wouldn't be surprised if you have some moments of rechecking. So just forewarned is forearmed about this ingress. It can be a little bit askew when it comes to details and pinning things down. On the 28th, we see Mercury conjuncting Saturn in Pisces. Now, Saturn is your ruler. So Mercury conjuncting your planet in Pisces. This 3rd house looks like a bit of clarity. There's something about control now coming back in on this day. So if there's been something that has been a little wishy-washy, not available, it seems to come back on track this day. So seize this day as getting the finer details up to date in regards to those 3rd house topics, especially when it comes to contracts, communication, and education. Planet Venus, our beautiful personal planet Venus, she's all about self-worth and self-value. She's all about the unity, connecting with people, deep connections of the soul. This is where we have unity highlighted and harmony. Now, Venus has been transiting in your 1st house. So you're feeling possibly very aware about your finances again. You could be looking at your self-worth and self-value, investing in you, looking at investments, also possibly weighing up, a potentials with partners, how they impact you, or a romantic connection. Well, on the 7th, Venus is trining Uranus and Taurus, your 5th house. This looks great for out of the blue connection from another person or resources coming to you that brings you a sense of joy and connecting that makes you feel like you are in flow with a particular romantic partner. This is also an investment opportunity or a breakthrough in an investment that brings fantastic returns, or you may have a day of purchasing a lotto ticket and it turns out to be a fruitful endeavor. But this looks fantastic for out of the blue returns of harmony and bliss. On the 13th, Venus is sextiling Neptune in Pisces, your 3rd house. So communication or your local environment might be getting a creative upgrade, or you feel like you're doing a creative project with other people that's going to help your local community or help with your communication or even education pursuits or goals. This is also a fantastic day for being in flow and looking at your future projection with you and other people, and even communication. You could be writing, you could be publicly talking. This looks fantastic for breakthrough in flow and creativity. On the 16th, Venus is going to be ingressing into Aquarius, your second house, conjuncting Pluto. Venus in the second house. Well, it really doesn't get better than this, Capricorn rising, because Venus in your house of assets, wealth, resources, possessions, self-worth, and self-value is absolutely auspicious for a transformative change to stability for your future self. Investment opportunities are highlighted for the future. There is a lot of abundance and flow between you and other people, lucrative contracts with partnerships, relationships, etc. So when we have Venus transiting your second house, expect harmony with finances in a very broad stroke outlook for you. On the 22nd, Venus conjuncts Mars in Aquarius, your second house. A Venus-Mars conjunction is all about recalibrating, getting back on track and balance regarding your resources. Take a moment to look at optimistic potentials for the future regarding your assets or investments, and let Venus check in with you. Is it in line with your values and self-worth? Is it going to bring harmony and bliss? This is a great day of balance. Enjoy the 22nd. On the 24th, Venus is squaring Jupiter in Taurus, your fifth house. Now, for me as an astrologer, a square between the two benefics being Venus and Jupiter of the astrology world does not look at all troublesome. It looks as if we've got trouble with too much fun in looking at investments and really checking in with our self-worth and self-value and being in harmony with that, opposed to joy, doing things creatively, looking at romantic partners and having fun. These are two houses that, you know, who wouldn't want to have blissful problems with them? But it is a square nevertheless. So we're looking at bigger picture, and we also need to rein it in and see if it's in line with our self-worth and self-value. Is it going to be stable or destabilizing to us? Now let's discuss the personal planet Mars. Now, Mars has been transiting your first house as well. Now, Mars is all about determination, the daily grind to get things done in your first house, Capricorn. Mars is exalted here, so there is a feeling of optimism and bravery needed to change something up regarding your sense of personal identity. Also could be a lot to do with your physical health, so you may be feeling a lot more energetic. Mars on the 7th of February in Capricorn sextiles Neptune and Pisces, your third house. Getting active in your local community, might be very inspired to start something new. Could be new employment, a new sporting program, new fitness program. Also could be to do with education. So this looks great for harmony on the 7th. On the 13th, Mars is ingressing into Aquarius, your second house, conjuncting Pluto. Now, Mars ingressing into the second is really quite at times destabilizing, because we've got a lot of just so inspired and feeling so powerful about going in a different direction that we may miss details. So forewarned is forearmed when Mars ingresses here. But there could be a lot of discipline that you draw on that expands your resources and assets and your self-worth and self-value. So Mars ingressing here in Aquarius, this transit looks great for empowerment regarding finances and resources. On the 27th, Mars is going to square Jupiter in Taurus, your fifth house. So Mars-Jupiter square is all about check yourself before you wreck yourself. Something to do with Just being so bold and so brave and optimistic about an investment opportunity or a financial asset that you feel is important to you, or it's going to be breaking through to bring such abundance to you. But that Jupiter in the 5th house of joy, pleasure, and investments and high risk gambling or high risk investments is also, for me as an astrologer, highlighting the need to rein it in and bring some balance back in regards to your mental landscape. Have a real think about the details before you make an impulse investment, or even an impulsive decision regarding you and a personal relationship. Cosmic Girl 101 signing off. I hope you have a blessed February 2024, and I thank you so much and see you in the next month.